Teachers matter because we learn different things every day.
They push you to always believe that even if something is hard, you can still achieve it.
They're constantly encouraging me, and they're trying to make me reach that stretch goal.
My teacher has taught me to worry about my education, what life will be in my future if I don't finish high school.
Mr. Coffee's taught me how to count.
She's definitely taught me to not be biased.
He's taught me some great science.
She makes me look for more sources.
For me to see that somebody was just like me and was able to succeed, she has inspired me to be a better person.
I love me. Good. Having a great teacher makes things possible.
He's my dad, he's my mom, he's my friend, he's my psychiatrist.
He kind of believes in me unconditionally, so that way it's easier to believe in yourself.
All right, good evening, everyone. I hope we have had a great day. So today we start with the first day of our training. And to begin with, let me introduce myself to you. There isn't much to say about me, really. My name is Emmanuel, and I am the founder of this Emmanuel's E-Academy. I founded this academy to train and certify online tutors and to continue assisting them with professional development. So the purpose of this now is to train you as an aspiring online tutor, and even after the training, regularly I will keep monitoring to see how things are going and see where I can come in and where you can need further assistance. Okay, so this academy is still in development. Really, I think it will always be in development because there is always room for improvement, right? Always. So everything will always be in development. And until this academy is perfect, it will always be in development. Okay, so I began teaching in December 2023. And in 2024, June 2024, I started this academy to train tutors. All right. So currently, I keep taking regular courses on teacher training so that I will know that what I'm telling you and what I'm teaching you is of the highest standard and not just my own opinion. So I'm saying this so that you can have confidence in what things I'm telling you. Okay? Everything I say has been backed by extensive research. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is your studio and toolbox. What do we mean? We mean you need to get your professional equipment right. And this includes, as you can see on the screen, your laptop, preferably your laptop, really. It includes a webcam. Every laptop has an inbuilt webcam, all right? The webcam is simply the camera in your laptop. The camera in your phone, this front camera, is like the webcam. So the camera in your laptop is the webcam. That is how you're seeing me now. If I bring the webcam, you will not be able to see me. So the webcam should be of a very high quality, at least 720 pixels. Now you also need a headset with a microphone attached, or a headset and an external microphone. The reason is because if you don't have a microphone attached, if you don't have an external microphone, then your background noise will be hard. It will need to be loud. Very loud. So very loud. Okay, you also need lighting. You need good lighting, very good lighting. You need a stable internet connection, and you need work-friendly chair and table. Believe me, this internet connection is very important. It can frustrate you terribly, and I mean terribly. Some of my students have left me in the past because of bad internet. It's not a pleasant memory, and I don't want any of us to go through the same things. So let's get started. When we talk about your desktop computer or your laptop computer, what do you need? The Intel should be a Core i5, at least up to Core i7. The one I use is Core i3, but I know it has limitations, and that's why I'm suggesting that you use one an Intel Core with i5 I don't know. Now, your laptop RAM should be up to 8 gig. Some of us still know the meaning of RAM from secondary school. Some of us have forgotten. But the meaning is not important. The RAM should be up to 8 gig, right? The RAM is basically the amount of space, I think, the amount of space your laptop is able to carry. So it's if it's up to 8 gig, it will be able to handle video conferencing and other multitasking. But if it's less than 8 gig, at a point it will start to get sluggish. The same way your phone would start to get sluggish if the memory is getting full. Now you need a laptop memory card, a solid state drive for faster performance. So if you don't have one, get one. It's very important. Every laptop has a space for the memory card to be inserted. The laptop also has a space. Now, that's for the laptop, okay? Once again, any modern laptop will do. Forget about these specifications. They're not important. They're important, but to be honest, any modern laptop, and I mean any modern laptop, is going to do. So you don't have to go and start looking for whether this laptop has this or has that. As long as the laptop was manufactured within the last 4 years, it's going to have all these qualities. All right, very likely to have all these things. So like I said, any modern laptop will do. Now the webcam should be up to 1080 pixels for clear resolution, but a minimum of 720 pixels will do. As for the headset with microphone, well, ideally the headset should have a microphone attached. Okay, and the headset should be a noise cancellation headset. Although, like I said, if it has a microphone attached, then it will prevent you from hearing the background noise. But if it has no microphone attached, the background noise is going to be much more louder and evident. And that's what we're trying to avoid, because believe me, the slightest background noise can really disrupt lessons. You'll be surprised how the students can hear the background noise. Very slight, almost imperceptible, but the students can hear it. I was once teaching a student, and the student told me that he can hear a noise from my background. This noise was coming from the market. The market is a large distance from my house. It's like 500 meters away from my house. But the student was hearing what was going on in the market. You can imagine that. So, like I said, the headset should have a microphone attached. Otherwise, even sounds you think is imperceptible will be very clear to the students. Now, lighting. As for lighting, you're going to need a ring light. Ideally, a ring light. A ring light is ideal because a ring light prevents shadows from forming. The way the ring light forms a light around you, round, it prevents shadows from forming. So it mimics daylight. If you don't have a ring light, you're going to need 2 powerful lamps. Put one by the right of your laptop, put one by the left of your laptop, behind the laptop. So when the right light creates a shadow here, the left light is going to eliminate that shadow and create one here. The right light is going to eliminate that shadow. The result is going to be that there's going to be no shadow at all. So if you're not going to get a ring light, get 2 powerful lamps and put them one to the right and one to the left of your laptop, behind your laptop. All right. So you're also going to need a stable internet connection. It's very important. And in the book I'm going to give to you, you're going to see tips on how you can test your internet connection. Okay. Now it's like this. You're going to use fast.com, 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 or you're going to use speedtest.net, speedtest.net. Use this to test your laptop speed. The download and upload speed should be up to 10 megabits per second, but ideally it should be 25 megabits per second or more. Are we together? Now, you're also going to need an ergonomic chair and table. Ergonomic. And this basically means it's a fancy way of saying work-friendly chair and table, really. It's going to ensure comfort because you're going to be teaching for many hours. There was one time that I taught for 5 hours straight. Imagine how I felt. I was looking forward to teaching online, but by the end of 4 hours, I was crying to sleep. You should have seen me. On the fifth hour, I was just yawning, and in my mind, I was begging the student to leave. But what helped me was that the chair was very comfortable. If not, I would have been standing up and sitting down. So, for times when you're going to have lots of students, you're going to need a very good chair, a work-friendly chair, a chair that's not going to give you bad posture when you sit on it for too long. You know, like all these downfall buses in Lagos, where if you are moving from Odeero to Festac, you won't done because people they shift bomb bomb. So all these chair made of wood, made of iron, avoid them. Avoid them. These are not the ones you need. Okay. Otherwise, if you're there for more than 30 minutes, you're in soup. Okay, now your table should also be ergonomic too. All right. And you need to have a separate space dedicated to online teaching. It's very important. The separate space should be away from noise. It should be where there is electricity and should be where the internet speed is very high. Are we together? Now, for the sake of the internet, you might need a mobile Wi-Fi device called a MiFi, or you might also need a router. Are we together? A router for it. So these are good backups. These are good things to have because sometimes we might want to use our phone's hotspot, but believe me, phone's hotspot is the weakest. Some will tell you that there is no difference between a MiFi and your phone's Wi-Fi. They may say that the only difference is that your a MiFi is able to hold many devices at once. That's true, but at the same time, a mobile Wi-Fi device is able to generate stronger internet than a phone's hotspot can. Are we together? So how about Starlinks? Starlinks is good. If you have the money for that, it's going to be very good. All right, so that's it. Just make sure you get a place with away from noise, with a high internet, with high electricity. Yes, and very important, when you're about to have lessons, make sure you have a cup of water, make sure you have tissue, make sure you have a handkerchief, things you will need so you won't always be excusing yourself before classes. Are we together? So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to go through what's on the screen, and you might need to pause the video to go through it very clearly. All right. Now the next thing is virtual classrooms for online teaching. Now, when we talk of virtual classrooms, what do we mean? We mean things like Google Meet, Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams. These are the common ones. How about WhatsApp? Can WhatsApp be used? What do you think? Yes, it can. It can, but it's not made for teaching. Okay, it can be used for teaching the same way a bowl can be used to eat, but a bowl is not meant for eating. Neither is WhatsApp meant for teaching. So you're going to have some challenges. You're going to have to be innovative, but even if you've been innovative, it will be ideal for you to get a platform specifically for teaching. Now, it's important to know that most video platforms have certain limitations because they aren't made specifically. That's the emphasis, specifically for educators. They were made for many purposes, including education. But what we need is something made for education and only for education. Are we together? For example, whom are you going to go to? Are you going to, if you have a back pain and you want to treat your back pain, are you going to meet a general practitioner who knows about a lot of medical situations, including back pain? Or are you going to meet a chiropractor who specializes in adjusting your bone and treating your back pain? I guess you need a chiropractor for that. A general practitioner is going to be good, but a chiropractor is going to give you exactly what you want. So think of these virtual classrooms as general practitioners: Google Meet, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Zoom. they're like general practitioners in that they are meant for meetings, they are meant for presentations, they are meant for business discussions, they're meant for other things, and they're also meant for teaching and other things. Okay. Now, what you need is something specifically meant for teaching and only teaching. And for this, you can use pencil spaces and lesson space. Even the name make it clear that they're meant for lessons and teaching. So you can say now, these are the ideal classrooms. Are we together? That's why when we in schools, that's why we have what we call schools. People don't learn in their rooms. You can get a lesson teacher to teach your child in the room, but ideally, learning should be done in a classroom, not in your house. Are we together? So learning through Google Meet and Zoom is like learning in your house. Whereas learning through lesson space and pencil spaces is like going to a school. Which would you prefer? A house is okay, a house is good, but a school will give you exactly what you need because it's specifically meant for teaching. So that's it. Try pencil spaces and lesson space and go into what I'm talking about. Especially if you want to teach mathematics, because typing these fractions is going to be a very big challenge. But with pencil spaces, you're going to say that it will be very easy to do, like almost miraculously easy. So these are things you can explore yourself. Okay. Now, Google Meet can be ideal if you are skilled at using it. Any video platform can be ideal, including WhatsApp. It can be fantastic if you are skilled at using it. But if for the non-skillful user, I would recommend pencil spaces and lesson space. Are we together? Now, Google Classroom is what we call a learning management system. Others include Edmodo and others. It would be good if you can learn to use this on your own. If you have any questions on them, ask after the lesson, okay? After this training session. All right. So upon downloading these tools, it will be good for you to do some orientation to learn how to use them. So moving on, let's move to a strategic plan that will help you establish your business in 90 days. The first one is what we call a 90-day launch program. Now, I used to say that you can get 50 students within 90 days. While that is very true, it puts much pressure on you. And the excessive pressure it puts on you might discourage you from doing it. So I think it's better to get a more realistic view, realistic in terms of not everyone is going to put in huge, humongous efforts. Are we together? So realistic in terms of having moderate expectations. Now, a realistic expectation is that you can have 3 students within 90 days, 1 student a month. That is very realistic. However, why don't you try to push yourself? Push yourself a little bit. Push yourself without going extreme. Aim for 10 students in 90 days. Aim for 3 students a month, which equals 1 student a week. All right? 1 student a week will give you 12 students in 90 days, or a minimum of 10 students in 90 days. So the minimum you can get is 3 in 90 days, but push yourself a little bit and aim for 10 or 12. Now, here is a good style you can use, right? From day 1 to day 3, from the first to third students, offer them 3 free lessons. Just have this kind of adverts. I charge so and so for my lessons, but when you subscribe to my lessons, you're going to get 3 free lessons, a free trial lesson, and 2 free lessons after that. And all other lessons will come at a 50% discount for the first 3 students alone. Believe me, people would rush you. Try this out. Try it out. Now, 4, 5, 6 students 4, 5, 6, you're going to advertise only 1 free lesson and advertise a 35% discount, or round the amount of money to the nearest whole number when you remove 35%. Okay. Now, these 2 will attract students. Now, it won't really attract students like the first 3, but you're going to use the testimonials from the first three to appeal to this. Are we together? Now, so then 7 to 10, just offer a 20% discount, no free lessons. Now, very important. If you're just starting, if you are just starting, you can do this. Are we together? If you're just starting, you can do something like this. Just offer free lessons. Offer free lessons to your students and tell them that in exchange, they should give you reviews. You will teach them for free for 1 week or for 2 weeks, and they'll give you testimonials in exchange. Then you'll use their testimonials to start your 90-day launch program. Are we together? Offer students 1 week free lessons. Now, the most favorable lesson style is not one-on-one lessons. When you first begin to teach online, you might give one-on-one lessons, but eventually you're going to realize that one-on-one lessons is limiting your earning potential. Are we together? It's limiting your earning potential, and it's limiting your ability to impact much students. Are we together now? So that's the problem with one-on-one lessons. So with group lessons, each student is going to pay less. Let's say each lesson costs 5,000 naira. Okay, for each student 5,000 naira. However, for group lessons, seeing that in group lessons you're not able to give each student personalized attention, you're going to reduce the price a little bit. Each student pays 4,000 naira for group lessons. However, you're going to earn more. The students will pay less, but you earn more, because instead of teaching one student for 5,000 naira, you're going to teach 2 students for 8,000 naira. Are we together? So you're earning a bit more money for the same 1 hour. Now, if you're teaching 10 students, you might tell them to pay 3,000 naira each, in which case you're going to earn 30,000 naira for the same 1 hour instead of 5,000 naira. Are we together now? So that's it. That's why group lessons is better than in the one-on-one lessons. So moving on, I would also want to say that you should not charge your students per hour. Don't charge them per lesson. Don't say one lesson costs so and so amount of money and one lesson lasts 1 hour. You can. I mean, I'm not stopping anyone from doing that. But the problem with that is that it limits your earning potential. Are we together? But group lessons is much favorable. Okay. Now, if you want to charge your students, don't charge per lesson. Don't charge per hour or per week or per month. Reason simply because everybody else does it. So you can't stand out that way. Charging the same way everybody else charges is like you're making yourself a part of what is common. Imagine a supermarket. There are 2 shelves. On one shelf, you have many different wines. On the other shelf, you have only one wine. When you go to the supermarket, when you look at the shelves where there are many wines, what are you going to do? You're going to compare prices. Wow, this one is more expensive. Let me check out this. But if you look at the shelf where there is only one wine, you can't compare prices because there are no other wines on that shelf for you to compare prices with. Instead, you're going to ask, why is only this wine on this shelf? And since you can't compare prices, the only thing you can do if you like that wine is to save up enough money to buy that wine. No other cheaper wine to get on that shelf. And knowing that wine is the only wine of its kind, it's going to make you want to buy that wine. So if you do what everyone else is doing, you're putting yourself in that shelf where there are many wines, and you're inviting parents to compare prices. You charge some amount of money per hour or per week or per month, and your potential student is going to say 5,000 naira per lesson. The other guy charges 4,000 naira per lesson. Why should I patronize you over that guy? And what are you going to do now? It becomes a race to the bottom. You now start trying to bring down your prices so they can patronize you. Are we together? You start to run a race to the bottom. So there are 2 ways to price yourself. If you charge how everyone else is charging, you'll be forced to charge low, which will be a race to the bottom. But if you charge in a unique way, it will be a race to the top, because you won't be forced to charge low. So how can you charge uniquely? My suggestion here is to offer value-based pricing. Value-based pricing means that your students don't pay for the hour, 1 lesson per hour, 1 lesson per week, 1 lesson per month. No, they don't pay for the hour, they pay for the results. If they don't get the results, they don't pay. They pay for the results. Okay. So you say, okay, this is the goal you want to achieve. This is going to take so and so amount of time, and achieving this goal is going to cost so and so amount of money. Okay. Simple. And you're going to get this benefit and that benefit. That's simple. If the parents want to reduce your prices to per hour or per week or per month, they would see that it's complicated because you're mentioning other things that other tutors don't offer. Another way to do a value-based pricing is to is to offer your lessons in packages, in package deals. So instead of saying one lesson per so and so amount of money per lesson, you say you a package of 20 lessons costs so and so amount of naira. Maybe it costs 200,000 naira or 100,000 naira, and these are the benefits you're going to get. Along with the lessons, you're going to get constant tutor support. You're going to get daily tips. You're going to get this, and you're going to get that. Are we together? If the parents now tries to, or if the students tries to compare you with others, they will notice that you're offering things that they're not offering, which will make them reconsider. So it will be a bit difficult for them to compare you. So you're going to make yourself like that wine in the second shelf. The parents or the students are going to realize that you're unique. You offer your lessons in a unique way. Your pricing structure is uniquely fashioned so that they can't, price you down. Now, they'll be forced to pay your worth if they want your services. Now, to back this up, make sure you offer what you claim you will offer. If you will offer what you claim you will offer, then this method is going to be better. It's going to fetch you more students than saying so and so amount of money per lesson, or so and so amount of money per month. And please receive your money before lesson starts, not after. Reason is simple. Once a student books a lesson, other students cannot book that same lesson anymore. Other students cannot book that time anymore. That time is now reserved for the students. From that moment onwards, you begin preparing for the lessons. Now, imagine when you're done preparing for the lessons, the students now back away, saying they don't want the lessons again. Now, that's time. Your time has been spent already preparing for the lessons. How can you compensate for that time? This is why they should pay for the lessons before the lessons. Are we together? But if you want, you can tell them to pay at the end. It's your choice. Okay. Now, moving on, continuing this strategy, you want to have a structured path to follow. If a student contacts you for lessons, a series of steps you follow in sequence. Are we together? So the first thing you do when a student contacts you for lessons, the first thing you do is that you create a rapport with the students. Okay, you create a rapport with the students. You get to know how they are doing, just rapport with them. Are we together? More tips on this is in the book, Learn to Teach Online. Please pay for this training so you can get a book. Believe me, the tips there are outstanding and are carefully and meticulously researched. Now, after creating rapport with the students, the next thing you do is that you must learn their learning goals, their learning needs, their learning struggles. You want to know their miseries and how to help them to come to their miracles. Are we together? What are their learning needs? What do they need to learn? And it will be good if you also know the timeline. How long do they want to take lessons? It's very good. That will be very good. Okay? It won't be good for you to keep having lessons indefinitely. It's not possible. You must know when you intend to start, when you intend to stop, how long the lessons ought to last. Sometimes we might have the fear that having a timeline is not good because it means the lesson is going to end. But let's get real. Won't the lessons end? If you were the students, won't you want to end the lessons one day? Whatever has a beginning must have an end. A person can't keep learning forever. It's not possible. And unless you know when you want to end, unless you know where you are going, you can't know how to go there. Take a journey, for instance. You want to know the day you are leaving for the journey, and you want to know exactly how long the journey will take you. You can't keep traveling forever. In a similar way, the student's learning path is a journey. They have a destination they want to achieve. They want to be fluent in this. They want to be skillful in that. They want to be able to handle this and that effectively. That's their destination. Now, their journey, they must know how long the journey will take. Nobody wants to travel forever. Nobody wants to learn forever. Like nobody wants to keep going to school forever. You understand? No one wants to take formal education forever. I mean, learning continues forever, but nobody wants to continue, you know what I mean, the same formal education forever, like going to school forever, going to university forever, taking lessons forever. Nobody wants to do it. And it doesn't make any sense. So once you know the learning, once you know the timeline, it'll be easy for you to structure the lessons. But if you have no timeline, the lessons will just take any shape. You understand? Because well, anyhow goes. You don't know when you want to end, so you're just going to calm down. And that will not be a good thing. Now, the third step is that you meet in a trial lesson. Don't do this until you've done the first two steps. Don't do in a trial lesson what you should have done before the trial lesson. Are we together? That is like doing in a lesson what the student can do at home. And that's very important. In class, you should do in class only what cannot be done alone. The student should do alone what can be done alone, and you should maximize the time spent in class by doing practice activities in class. What he cannot do alone is what you do in class. Are we together now? So what you should do in a trial lesson is what you can't do outside the trial lesson. Things like creating rapport and getting to know their learning goals should be done after the trial lesson. So in the trial lesson, you would do more. If it's English you're teaching, you do more oral activities and so on. Are we together now? Now, the trial lesson should last for 25 minutes or less. It's more or less an interview between you and your students. Your student is interviewing you as his or her teacher to know if you're the right teacher for him or her. Are we together now? Now, after the trial lesson, you're going to have to tell them your price. For the sake of being an understanding teacher, you want to take into consideration the minimum wage of your students' land. If it's someone from another country, keep in mind that some countries are poorer than your own country. So you want to consider their minimum wage, so you can give them a fair price. What seems to be a fair price to you may not be a fair price to them. So you want to know your target market, the market segment you're targeting, and then you set your price. If you're targeting any students from anywhere, then in that case you can adjust your price based on where the student comes from. But if you have a particular market segment you're targeting, then your price should be determined by how much that market segment can afford. Then anyone who cannot afford that amount of money, it was never in your targeted market segment in the first place. So they're not your target students in the first place. And you have no business trying to teach them. Not because they can't afford it, but because they're not the kind of students you're targeting. Are we together? So that's it. Don't follow this order. Have a particular order you follow. Now, don't ignore this order rather. Now, this is not the perfect order. I mean, this is the order I follow. You can create your own order, but the idea is that you want to have a structured order you follow in sequence, and you must make sure you don't break it. Are we together? So you don't look as if you're after the money. Okay? Now, the marketing strategy that you can use to do this is for the first 30 days, you're going to create content. Okay? Post content on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere, Pinterest, your social media handles. Now, before you do this, you're going to need to do some market research. Okay, you want to know the demographic of your ideal customer, of your target market segments. Where are they likely to be found? How old are they likely to be? What is their geographic location, their income level, and so on and so forth? What social media are they likely to be found in? Once you've done this, you then start creating content in that social media profile or channel. Create content constantly. Now, the tactic or the strategy you want to use is that 80% of what you post should be educational content, 20% should be advertising content. This has been what's the word? Illustrated in this way. Imagine a stranger comes up to you and say, "Hey, will you follow me to that place?" What will you do? Very likely you won't follow him. Why? Because you don't know him. In a similar way, another question: are you likely to buy something from um, a vendor you know and trust, or from a vendor you don't know? Again, you have your answer. The one you know and trust is the one you're likely to buy from. So students are likely to book lessons with you when they know you and trust you. If they don't know anything about you, they likely may or may not book lessons with you. It's going to be a bit of a high risk for them. So for them to know you and trust you, you want to post educational content that will make them say, this person is knowledgeable, this person knows what he's doing. Okay? After they have come to know you a little bit, you can then post ads. It is then that they're likely to respond to your adverts. But if you start posting ads immediately, you're like a person that they don't even know and trust, and that person is selling something to them. Now, they may buy from you, but they may not. They may not. They may buy from you, or they may say they don't trust you. Are we together? So if you just go about generating cold leads, they don't know anything about you, they may or they may not patronize you. Now, this is why we say marketing isn't advertising. Marketing is like a bird with two wings. One wing symbolizes advertising, the other wing symbolizes brands, creating brand awareness. Those two wings are very important. Without those two wings, the birds cannot fly. You can't just advertise. You need to create brand awareness. But you can't just create brand awareness, you need to advertise. Are we together? So creating brand awareness is done by posting educational content. Let them know that you know what you're talking about. Then advertising should not come last. Once they have known and trust you, you then post your advert and they're likely to book lessons with you. Are we together? Now, you want to post at specific times. Research has shown that the ideal time to post, the times when people are most likely to be on their social media networks, are between 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So the ideal time to post is between 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. Now, if possible, you can post 100 posts. You can post in up to 100 different Facebook groups every day. Now, this is going to be easy if you are able to use the cross posting feature. You can post a post to your feed, and then cross post it to 9 other groups. By the time you've posted up to 22 posts, up to 10 posts, then it would have reached 90 different groups. Once you post 11 posts, you can reach 100 different groups. Are we together? If you use cross-posting feature. If you can't use cross-posting feature, then don't target 100 groups. It will be too much for you. If you want to post individually, maybe you can post in up to 5 to 6 groups a day instead of 100 groups a day. But if you can utilize cross-posting feature, then 100 groups a day is going to be ideal because it will really fetch you students faster. Are we together? Now keep in mind that you don't want to spam groups. You don't want to spam groups. Okay? You don't want to spam groups because even Facebook can suspend your account if you spam. Now, do this for the first month. During the first month, this should fetch you up to 3 students. This should fetch you your first 3 students. Do you remember this strategy? This should fetch you your first 3 students. Students 1, 2, 3. Now, for the second month, you're going to get your students 4, 5, 6. What should you do? You're going to use the money you generated from your first month of adverts. You're going to use this money to create sponsored ads that will bring more students to you. This sponsored ads is going to do the advertising for you. So if you want, you can stop creating batch posting content, but I would suggest that you continue doing that. Okay. Now, this strategy should get you your students 4, 5, 6. Now, for the third month, you're going to get your students 7 to 10. Are we together? Now, during this third month, what you can do is that you can ask your students for referrals. At this point, your students will have come to know you and trust you to be an effective tutor, and they are going to give you referrals. That they are going to refer people to you. You're going to have many students who is going to tell you that if you teach me well, I'm going to refer other students to you. Are we together? So if you do this well, you can potentially get up to 50 students in 90 days, or you can get 10. Now keep in mind that you want to really be a hardworking teacher. Otherwise, your students is going to stop having lessons with you, and you're going to miss your opportunity. Are we together? So make sure you're hardworking as a tutor. Now, about batch posting content, what I mean is that every week, once a week, you're going to create up to, we have 7 days in a week, right? We're going to post one content a day. So once a week, you're going to create 8 posts. Now, if possible, you can schedule these posts, schedule them so that every day, automatically they will be posted and cross-posted every day, automatically by themselves. Or just create the content once a week. Then for the remaining 6 days of the week, you just start posting them. It will be easier this way than creating posts every day and posting them every day. So set apart 1 hour every week to create posts so that the remaining days of the week, all you do is post and post and post. You won't have to create anything because that can wear you out quickly. Okay, so as far as being a tutor is concerned, you want to know that your website, you need to have a website. It's very important. Okay? It's very important for a modern tutor to have a website. That's the first impression your student is going to see. Your website is like your business card. Back in the day, we used to use a business card. Today, you can still use a business card, but it can be more better. It can be more ideal if you use a website. Okay. So, what I would suggest, what I do is that I generated a QR code, a quick response code for my website, and I embedded this quick response code into a business card. So whoever receives my business card is going to scan the code and go straight to my website. So my business card doesn't contain much story. It just contains my logo at the back and the QR code at the front. So all they do is they scan the code and they go to my website and then they read it to see what they want to see. Are we together now? So that's it. Now, in your website, you want to showcase your qualifications, your teaching style, your testimonials, your success stories, okay, to appeal to students. Now, your website is going to have clear pricing structure. It's going to have an easy way to book lessons, and it's going to have contact options to convert visitors into paying students. Okay, and you can also optimize your website for search engine optimization, so students can easily find you through Google and so on and so forth. Now, this will take time. Creating your website with Wix is what I used. Creating your website with Wix can take you 1 day. But customizing your website can take you many months. It can take you many months before you say, yes, this is a final product. Nothing else to adjust. Are we together? I made my website towards the ending of February, but until now, I am still adjusting it. And it is significantly better than what it used to be, but it is still under adjustment. Are we together now? So, that's it. So this is what I'm talking about. This is a good website. Are we together now? This is a good website. This website has many features. If anyone wants to book a lesson with me, this is packages. They go straight to where they can book lessons. Okay. Here it says choose a pricing plan that is best for your needs and budgets. So once you're ready to book a lesson, they just go to online schedule, and here they can book a lesson immediately. This is something they should read before booking. It takes them to a PDF file that they can download. It actually contains a tutor-students agreement that they must agree to before they book lessons. Okay. By proceeding with lessons, students agree to comply with these terms for the duration of the learning program. Are we together now? So that's it. So the student can easily book lessons here. Pick a date, pick a time. Next, they write their name, write their email. When they're done, they choose whether they want to meet with me physically or they want to meet with me on Google Meet. Okay. Here they have to write their English level, whether it is A0, A1, or whatever it is. They pick it. After picking it, they then click schedule events. Are we together now? So that's it for my websites. It has lots of information. My credentials is here. Okay, you can go there and get to know my qualifications as a teacher and my experience. Here is packages contact, my blog, where they can get to read about posts I have written. Okay, it can help them to know more about me, about my expertise. Are we together? So that's it. Now, moving on, I would like to show you this video before we continue.
I have a course that's sold over $500,000. It sells into the thousands in every month. It is neither the best seller nor the highest rated in the category.
But it does help. Like
It doesn't hurt, right?
It does hurt. That being said, like the course that makes me the highest amount of revenue does not have one of those tags. It's in the end, like if you're in a very populated topic, it's very difficult to get those tags. And in the end, it's about you just need to get the highest amount of reviews and the best rating possible. That is the most important part. The best seller tag and the highest rated tag, they're like, a boost on this.
That's it. So the idea here, if you can see here, these students are making these people are making passive income from teaching. Are we together? They're making passive income from teaching. So these are people that are taking in sums of money, huge sums of money, but they're not actively teaching. They just create a course and that course keeps selling for many months and many years afterwards. Are we together now? So Udemy is one of them. With Udemy is a site where you can create courses, and the courses, students buy those courses to learn, and as long as students keep buying those courses, you keep making money. You keep making money. So it's a good course, it's a good passive income source. This person makes close to $500,000 teaching classes on Udemy. Now this is the last part for today. Now this is someone else that is making lots of money by creating courses online. Are we together? He said that he had no experience prior to this. He had zero experience. So this shows that even if you have zero experience, it cannot and it should not stop you. This guy had zero experience. However, he constantly made up to $2,000 every month. And I mean every single month. So that's it. That's it for today. So let me know what you got from today's session, and let's have a brief discussion in this WhatsApp group when we're done, and make payments if you can so that you can participate in the next training tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time, and I would see you in the training group. Have a good day.